Congrats, guys. Parker, I kind of want to start with you for Eric Decker from the Athens Messenger, especially with the senior day celebration today. And we could hear from the crowd, you've kind of built up this little fan following for yourself. So just what was today's moment like, and just what has representing Ohio kind of meant for you?
Representing Ohio for me, it means a lot. I remember coming in my first day as a freshman, and it's hard to believe that that was my last Saturday game as a Bobcat. But for us, it was just another game. After a tough one at Miami, we proved today that we have a very resilient group and a group that's hungry. And, we're not out of it. So it's tournament time, as Coach Albin says. So we're going to win one game at a time, take it one game at a time, and we're going to get ready for Kent State next week after we enjoy this one.
Charlie Fidel from the Post. Coleman, after the first interception of the day, you and Parker looked really dialed in. What can you just say about your connection and chemistry today?
Yeah, I mean, he's one of my best friends off the field too. Been my roommate since I got here. It's just I trust in him every day. The O-line does a great job of holding up for him, and we trust him to put the ball where it needs to be.
Bobby Keegan with the Post. Caden, for you, can you just take me through the pick two? And have you ever had anything happen like that for you?
Yeah. Just saw that ball get deflected up in the air, just got hands on it and was like, all right, we're going. Like just started running, and, just taking back to my track days, just trying to stride out and get down that sideline, wish it was for 6, but, I'll take what I can get.
Kind of adding on to that, it seemed like you kind of pointed towards the sky, maybe towards the 50-yard line. Do you think you did it a little too early, or was it just mid-celebration?
No, I'm pretty confident in my speed. I'm not the fastest guy out there, but I think I'm quick enough to not get hawked down like that. So, happy I did it, but, it worked out for me.
Andrew Bowlby, WAB. Did you see Coach Albin running down the sideline next to you?
I actually, just when we were coming up the stairs, I watched a clip of it, and I saw him running down there, and I'm like, damn, Coach is moving. Coach got some wheels on him. So,
and then for any of you guys, just a lot of the things that Coach was talking about fixing for this week after last week's loss, it seemed that you guys fixed them today. Just what can you say about just the general performance of the team this afternoon?
I mean, I think that was the first game that we played this season where we played a true full 4 quarters. Offense played well, defense played well, special teams played well. All 3 phases played the game that we know that we can play. We just got to keep that rolling going into next week.
I'm Grant Kiefer, WIB. Coleman, for you. And, it's only 1 year here for you, but you celebrated senior day as well. Really big game today, maybe the best game of your career. Can you just talk a little bit more about your performance, and do you think that you're truly up there with the max best at this point at your position?
I mean, these guys around me, the defense, the O-line, everybody does a great job of giving me the opportunity to play this game. I mean, they work their butts off every day. We trust the defense like crazy. They're one of the best defenses in the MAC, and they give us the opportunity on offense to make plays, and it's a lot of fun when we have things rolling.
Parker, 258 yards rushing for the team today. What were the guys up front able to do so well to kind of open up the holes?
I would say taking the down guy into the second level. We really focused this past week on our fits of our double teams, and I think we did that and we executed that well today. The guys played physical, they played with good pad level, and they played with good energy and effort. That's all you can ask for at the end of the day. We're not the biggest group, we're not the strongest group, not the fastest group, but we're going to get after it.
Shay, can you just take me through the whole play on that pick 6, the read, the celebration, just all of it?
Well, to be honest, the defensive line made it 10 times easier. The quarterback got in a position throughout the entire game where he wanted to get the ball out quick, so kind of knew that going in, so it was easy for me to read him quicker than because I knew that the ball was going to come out quicker, and then was able to use my speed to get to. I thought I was going to have to pile on it, but.
Parker, for you, coming in, Buffalo had 2 of the best linebackers in the country, and Dolak was held to, I think, his least amount of total tackles all season and no sacks. What is that like? How did you guys contain them?
As I stated previously, I'd say taking the down guy into the second level, not allowing them to trigger into the gaps and get us out of our double teams. I think that's what really helped us up front. They're both great players, both Murdoch and Sean. I respect Sean a lot because he started his career off as a walk-on, and now he's one of the better backers in the country. But we came in with a really good game plan, and that's how it's off to the coaches, and that's how it's off to the guys who executed.
Caden, for you, can you take me through that big play you made on third down, kind of at the start of the game that held Buffalo to that field goal that they missed?
Yeah. Just getting out there. Blake's a little banged up right now, just filling in for him. He's helped me a lot with everything. I mean, he's one of the reasons I even know the will linebacker position as well as I do, moving from Jack. So, I mean, try to fill in there, and then just, I mean, kind of that play. I mean, it was just kind of that little under route out there and just kind of playing top down on it. And then, I mean, trying to be the hammer, not the nail, kind of trying to bring it to him there. So.
For Caden or Shea, obviously Buffalo scored 41 points last week. They only scored 16 today. What went into holding them to such a low point total?
I mean, they put up so many points against Western Michigan last week, and honestly, the entire league. So we knew we had to be pretty dominant, and especially they run the ball a lot, and we knew that going in. So our run defense has been pretty much perfect all year, and we knew that we had to come ready to play. So we had some guys banged up, but I mean, we have guys like Caden ready to fill in, and again, the D-line is just every one of them should be up here getting an interview because they got the ball out of their quarterbacks. So they didn't want to pass the ball all game. So praise them.
Coleman, I want to go back to that first Parker interception. You talked about your connection with him. Just what was that moment like to kind of get him to dial back in a little bit? Last week threw 2 interceptions, ended up getting benched. How did he keep his confidence level high throughout the game?
Yeah, he's got a good head on his shoulders. He's a ball player, and I told him right after that interception, he had a little bit of pressure, got hit. I just told him like, hey man, let's keep it rolling. We were moving the ball well, and don't lose confidence, and we trust in you. It's always about just letting him know that we always trust in him and what he's going to do.
Parker, for you, what does it mean to get the win in front of Frank Solich on Frank Solich Day, with you being one of the players that played under him?
It was great. Frank is, or Coach Solich rather, he has helped reshape this program, from when he came from Nebraska to here. He brought that winning culture with him and really turned this program around for the better. I know when I came in as a freshman under his tutelage, we were projected to go undefeated, and that's hats off to him. That's hats off to him for bringing a good staff, some quality players, and really creating a winning culture. And he passed the torch to Coach Albin. Coach Albin's taken it well, and I think we've taken it well as a team. We have a winning culture here at Ohio University. I love it. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. I can honestly say that I'm lucky to have received a preferred walk-on offer here, and I'm happy I took it.
Speaking of walk-ons, we got a couple walk-on nation guys up here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. Could not be more excited than what we got done today. Beautiful weather in front of our fans, senior day, Frank Solich Day. I tip my hat to President Gonzalez, Director Cromer. The place looks beautiful. We've been out for a month and away from here for a month, and tons of energy today. They stayed till the finish, as they always do. And really, I've used this word before, program win. Coming off a tough loss last week from the defending conference champion, going against a team that probably evenly matched, team that has got 2 big wins in our league with winning at Northern Illinois and beating Toledo. And for us to play our best ball up to date, all 3 phases for all 4 quarters. We played 2 quarters here and we played 2 quarters there. And that was the big challenge at halftime after, where we were at. And the staff did an unbelievable job. I cannot say enough about their efforts and how proud I am. And I was is a tough week, with a lot of things. It's senior day. There's a lot of things, and we all wanted it so bad, and our guys went out there and put our best performance up to date. And so, thanks to the fans. And with that, I'll open up for questions.
Coach Eric Decker with the Athens Messenger. Since the start of 2022, you guys have only lost back-to-back weeks one time, and that being to Penn State and Iowa State. So especially after such an emotional loss last week, what does it say? Not necessarily just to play on the field, but the culture, the kind of mindset you're building in this program, not to just come out and win, but do it in such a dominant fashion.
Well, today we did that. We dominated, like you said. It was just kind of our day. But we'll take any win. As coaches, you want it to go smoothly every week. But at the end of the day, you just want to get it done. I'm happy for the staff, and as Director Coleman said on the elevator coming down, just really the things that happened in the course of the game. We had a lead, and we didn't let him come back. And the scoring on defense. There's some things that are trending in the right direction that is really exciting for us.
And then kind of just adding on even further to that, what do you just think of the players themselves taking upon themselves to make that happen, especially?
Proud of them. And again, our fans and the energy, I think we feed off of that, and it started snowballing, right? They score, and then we get we return it the extra point for a 2-point conversion, so we get Mo back on us. Offense had a huge drive into the win there. The pass that Parker threw, man, he played great today. So many guys did. I think Coleman had 3 touchdowns. I'm sure y'all get asked about that, but there's a lot of good things today.
Coach Andrew, but wait, WB, we were talking before you came in on the Caden Schmidt's interception. You were running down the sideline, staying step for step with him. What was that moment like for you?
Well, I was a little lightheaded there for a little bit. They wanted if I wanted some water, and I couldn't answer. I couldn't even answer him, because I was breathing. I was trying not to show that I was breathing so hard. But that was probably the longest I've ran in a minute. And I thought for a second I was going to be able to keep up with him, and he left me behind. So, but it was a lot of that was a great moment in the game.
And then to have this performance on this day when you're honoring your seniors, honoring Frank Solich, just what does that mean for you and your program?
Yeah, I was tight. And I just let the staff do their job, and because I wanted it so bad for the seniors and coach, as I said, and so I am happy for all.
Bobby Keegan with the Post. Coach, back in the spring when you guys brought in Coleman Owen, did you know that you were getting a player that was going to have that much impact?
Yes. Fair enough. I told you, yes, Director Comer. So.
Charlie threw out with the Post. Coach, the defensive line was really disruptive all day, getting home pretty much on every snap. What can you just say about their performance today?
Outstanding. I tip my hat. Again, both coordinators made some great calls. We thought we were going to be at a disadvantage with special teams. Nate Vonis, I don't know if he slept all week. He had me worried. Friday morning, he was just, he was, we were on the phone with Bob Wagner, the officials, asking questions. There's so many shifts and motions, but they got our guys ready. All right, back to John Hauser and the defense. John called a great game, made some great adjustments. They were hurting us with some things over the middle in the first half, and we weren't getting home. Their ball carriers were able to carry us for 2 and 3, 4 more yards, and got it to 2nd and 4, 2nd and 3, as opposed to 2nd and 7. And we kept playing hard. But there's some Buffalo presents some challenges with the dual threat quarterbacks. They don't turn it over. All right. We had turnover and then 2 on downs. Probably the difference in the game. Now we punch some things in and you get a pick 6. That's how the score was today. But you look at the stats, it's evenly matched. But those plays that Director Comer was talking about on the elevator, things I just pointed out, it was a difference in the game today.
The depth in the running back room kind of showed out, 258 yards. But I kind of want to focus on the offensive line part of it. Parker mentioned that a lot of the success today was the ability to get to the second level, and especially against those talented linebackers. What did you just see from the offensive line?
That's a great point. Those two linebackers, that's the best tandem in our league. We got after him a little bit today, pushed him around. The running back depth I've talked about multiple times. I told you you're going to see Nolan at some time, Duncan, and it's a deep room, and we needed it with where we are injury wise. Up front, we got Carson Heidecker back today. He's been out for the last 2 weeks. Again, if you're going to lose your two tackles, you want that to happen, right? With the open week, they got extra. You can shuffle guys around and get reps, and you got time to heal, and that's why he's able to play today, and it made a difference. When you control the line of scrimmage like that, 258 yards rushing, that's hard to do in today's football. And Parker had part. 2 or 3 running backs had a part. We had a 30-yard reverse to Coleman. And so it was again a very well executed plan. And let's keep going.
Grant Key for WIUB, Coach. Last week, Coleman Owen, you talked about it in your earlier presser. They were triple teaming him at some point up in Miami, but today, obviously, such an incredible game. Coming into this week, what do you think helped in terms of getting him open schematically and just what allowed him to be so successful?
Parker, and you got to have protection. Parker probably had his best day at the line of scrimmage with audibles today. He got a couple checks. The one pass to Parker. It was they were in a one high look, and he got us into the right play, and then we executed it. So Coleman's going to get attention, but I did see who somebody caught 4 or 5 balls. Was it Chase? There we go. And so I think that's just only going to help us. And we had some explosives today. I don't know what the numbers are, but we're going to have some explosives in that data, which is, again, going to help us as we move forward.
Coach, something you mentioned a lot this season has been penalties. Only to have the one,
Yeah.
It was just a delay of game. How does that, affect the team playing such disciplined football?
I've been disappointed. There's, we hit a little spurt there where I was disappointed in some things, but the guys continue to work on it, and Ohio doesn't beat Ohio, and today we did not, and so we've shown we can do it. Let's keep building.
Coach, Ricky really had a great game stepping in for Tyus. Just what can you say about him, this young of a player, producing at such a high level?
Yeah, I know he's been frustrated, because Trey has just really played well. He got hot and he's had that injury. So Ricky's had really 2 weeks. He's had 2 weeks of good practice, and Coach Smith has challenged him, and it's hard because Trey was playing well, and I'm happy for him. One of the units, Cade Smith was getting, Coach Faunus had him correcting something, missed on special teams, and Ricky popped out there and, covered for him. And then he has the long touchdown run. I think on his run, that we were short in the box, and Ricky made a nice little setup to the right and cut back, and then had a great burst and finished that run. And gives the ball to the official and gets with his teammates. Man, he is a joy to be around. I'm glad we got him, and I'm glad we got Nolan. He had some tough yards in there. That moved the pile, that kept us from behind the chain. So, yeah.
Offensive outbursts, of course, one of the bigger storylines of the day, but the defensive line, unsung hero today, it felt like, looked like Rice was in on every single play. Bradley Weaver, a couple sacks. Just what did you think about their game as a whole, as a unit, stopping the run?
I thought it took us a while to kind of get in there. Right before halftime is when we got a sack on him, maybe 2. The first quarter we weren't getting there, and but we made a couple adjustments with some line stunts in there. Put Brad inside on 3rd down, and looped him around a couple of times, and we was able to get home. But I know Cam Rice, they tried to run outside zone a couple of times, and Cam got in the backfield, got penetration, and got them behind the chains. So there's a lot of good play, and the depth that we have in the front 7 has always been has helped us all year, and so yeah.
Coach, you said Roman Perotti had his best game last week against Miami. This week he comes out, gets 2 pass breakups from the first drive. Just kind of set the tone. What'd you make of his performance today?
Roman was one of our guest captains today, and I'm happy for him. I think I said that Roman he practiced well last week, and we've challenged him to continue to do that, and I think he's practicing better. They double moved him on the first play of the game. The guy had a step. Roman he kept battling and timed it up. The guy put his hands out and he rakes right at the perfect time. That is killing a 5 with an axe technique. Scraping paint. It was very, very well done. If he continues to play like that, I look for him to be an all league type of guy.
Last 2 questions, Coach.
Coach, after the loss last week, just kind of what did you learn about your team this week, especially mentally?
They're resilient. They're resilient, and there's no quit, zero quit. Their dobbers are down. There's a hurt locker room, but the sun's come up. We're on, in 24 hours, we're on to the next one.
Similar to his question earlier about Coleman, Marcel Walker-Burgess has been a big transfer for you guys. Did you know the type of player that you were getting and the type of role that he would play?
Yes, we did. I'm happy for him. He's a joy to be around. Tons of family today. I think he won the award for the most out on the field today. You know, I got a chance to meet most of them, but he is a joy. I sat next to him every day in special teams, right over there, and we have nice visits. I really enjoy him. I'm glad he's here. With the portal stuff and how, what's transpired, there's some wonderful young men here, and it's not all bad. All right, and Brooke and I are blessed to be around him and serve him, and we're gonna continue to serve him.